Well, howdy, folks. It's time for another DVD and Blu Ray update. Not gonna jibber jab with a little bit of intro, but because there's quite a stack, so we need to get through them. So let's go. Going through like a lot of the bargain bins and stuff like that, and there's been a lot of stuff that's been popped up, and it's definitely this Walmart 788 bin, and of course there's some stuff that's recently came out on Mill Creek that was originally released by Sony and other distributors. And the first one being a Mill Creek release of a Sony Pictures title, Anaconda, with J-Lo, Ice Cube, and John Voight. And, I am terrified of snakes, but, this is one of those movies that you watch, and this was definitely a product of the 90s. After, Jurassic Park came out, then all of a sudden the other studios started making creature features, and the thing is that these actually exist. That's what's really creepy about it. But yeah, Anaconda, this is the Mill Creek version. I don't think the bad thing is that these Mill Creek Blu-rays, they're bare bones discs, and there's nothing on them. Not even the trailer. It's just play the movie. Also from Walmart, Risky Business. Yeah, the famous Tom Cruise flick, where he dances to Bob Seger's Old Time Rock and Roll. Now, I'll probably get some rollover eyes. Why'd I even buy this? But hey, it's I thought for the price, it was pretty good. It was from FYE, and this is what's strange. I'll just go ahead and show it to you. It's the original Batman series films, the Tim Burton, Joel Schumacher films. Yeah, even though Batman Forever and Batman and Robin are terrible movies, that's good popcorn cheese. The thing you gotta watch out with FYE, they have this version, and it's it's $24.99, okay, and if you have the membership card, you can get additional discounts and whatnot. But also they have the big box set, the Batman quadrilogy in the big box, but it's like $60. That doesn't make any sense because it's the same exact discs that's in this. There may be an extra bonus disc, but that's even still, it's not worth $60. It's either $25 or it's $60. Doesn't make any sense. Next up, also from FYE, your favorite. Well, it's not favorite, but it could be a favorite. But 80s classic, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, with Keanu Reeves, Alex Winter, and George Carlin. Just good, 80s fun, and definitely a movie of the 80s. Hopefully, at some point in time, they put out Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, which was this, obviously the sequel, and it came out in the 90s, and it's a little bit more trippy than this, but it's just as fun. Now at Walmart, I found this for $9.98, and that's not too bad of a price for a double feature of Crocodile Dundee and Crocodile Dundee 2. So yeah, no Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles. Like, we would really miss it. But these are the two classic ones that, the ones that everyone loves. One thing I should point out, there's some upgrades in here, so do keep that in mind. I do believe I got this. This may have been from, this was from Walmart. $7.88 Deep Impact. And of course I put my DVD copy in there. Make my own DVD Blu Ray combo pack, which is quite convenient. Now, another thing I want to point out is that also there are some Criterions in here. Now, the Barnes & Noble Criterion title sale happened, and I was able to participate in that, even though it ended about a month ago, I believe. So, yeah, there's some Criterions in here. The first one being Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, starring Johnny Depp, Benicio del Toro, directed by Terry Gilliam, based on the novel by Hunter S. Thompson. So yeah, there's another double feature, which I was able to find for $5, and I had been looking for. I always kept finding the sequel on Blu-ray, but I never found the original movie, which is, I just thought I'd just get this 2-pack, which has both movies in it, even though the first one's superior, better is the superior one. And that's Every Which Way But Loose and Any Which Way You Can. Clint Eastwood movie, Clint Eastwood comedy, of the late 1970s. Now, next up is a movie I've been talking about for like the past 5-6 months, and I clearly said how important of a movie that it is, that everyone needs to see, and that is God's Not Dead. I highly recommend it still. There's been some people who are atheists, they've jumped on and saw the film and came back with some rebuttals that were not really valid, let's say, because this movie trumps all atheism. It trumps it all, and atheists can deny it. They can deny it all they want, but the truth still stands. It just exposes your little lies and your little whatever it is. Next up, upgraded my copy of Gomorrah on Criterion, part of the Criterion title sale, and I even stuck the DVD in a paper sleeve so it could be in there. Now, when I got the DVD, don't think anything bad about this, because when I got the DVD, I got it from the Movies You Buy bin, and it didn't have a case with it. It just came in a sleeve. So, and it didn't come, obviously it didn't come with the special features disc that Criterion puts out. So I end up upgrading to Blu-ray and just sticking the DVD in a sleeve because there's no hub in here. Now here's another film. I got this at Walmart. I waited until Monday, the Monday night release, at midnight, where the film, where they're stocking the shelves. So, and that is Heaven is for Real. Another film I would highly recommend you check out. I have read the book. I would also recommend that you do read the book as well, even though people would say that the movie is better than the book. I wouldn't exactly say that. I would consider that both equal because there's things. It's like the book actually tells what actually happened, while the movie kind of takes the events and pieces them all together to make a coherent story. But yeah, it's because there's even a bonus disc. This is the Walmart exclusive. The bonus disc has an interview with the real family, the Burpos, and they said that there was a shot in the movie that they were not very happy about because the dad, Todd, is also not only is the pastor of their local church, but he's also the volunteer fireman, or a volunteer fireman. And one of the things they show in the film is the family takes the fire truck out from, the fire, the fire department takes it out to the middle of a field and is lounging on it, on top of the truck. And once they found out that they had put that in the movie and they had done that, Todd Burpo was not very happy. He said that fire trucks are for emergencies only. They are not meant for taking your family out on joyrides or lounging on top of them. So, but yeah, I would encourage you to check out Heaven is for Real. Also, do get the book and read the book because the book is more of the journal that the family went on while this little boy tells his story. While the film actually takes the events and this seems like it's kind of pieced together just to make a film. But yeah, I would encourage you to see that. Now, next up is a $5 DVD. I don't know if they're ever going to bring these movies to Blu-ray. I think they are considering it, but I have the original movie and this movie being the sequel on DVD, and that is Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Sorry about the glare. The sequel to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And there's also a third movie, Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. It's not as good, but I would stick with, definitely Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. I remember watching this as a kid. I went to see Honey, I Shrunk the Kids when it originally played in the theater back in 1989, 88, 89. Yeah, somewhere. Yeah, that would have been around 1989. I saw that movie originally. But this is the sequel, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. I didn't see this one in the theater. I remember renting it quite a bit, though. Next up is another Mill Creek Walmart 788 Blu-ray. And it's Mill Creek's release of Last Action Hero with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, and again, no bonus content on it whatsoever, just the movie. I mean, you just put the disc in and it plays. That's it. Next up, a friend of mine at work had recommended this movie to me, and because he was trying to get me with with some silly comedies and things like that. And this movie is okay. It's not great as a comedy. It is a funny movie, but it's not really, to me it wasn't hilarious. There was some very funny things in it, but it's Let's Go to Prison with Will Arnett, Dax Shepard, and Chi McBride. It is funny. But it didn't have me rolling out of my seat laughing. tells you anything. Next up, an upgrade. I got this from FYE. It's Master and Commander. I make my own Blu Ray DVD combo pack out of it. And I'm with the crazy Jason on this. This needs to be on Criterion, don't you think? This would be a good candidate for Criterion. Because it's just... It's such an... It's an emotionally... It's an emotional ride, and it's it's nothing but a kind of an artsy film, that made it to the mainstream. It was nominated for several Academy Awards. I don't remember if it won anything or not, but I know it was nominated for a lot of stuff, including visual effects. It didn't win. It lost to The Lord of the Rings. It lost to The Lord of the Rings Return of the King, actually. But yeah, Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World, on Blu-ray. Criterion, if you're watching my videos, I doubt that, but this needs to be on your list. Next up, Pure Upgrade. I got this at the Walmart 788 bin. Minority Report, Tom Cruise, and it's I may toss the DVD. I don't know, because it's got the same exact features on it. It's just released by Paramount instead of DreamWorks. Next up is the Blu-ray of Oliver Stone's Nixon, starring Anthony Hopkins. Have yet to watch this. It's kind of it's a long movie. It's 213 minutes. So, yeah, movie about Richard Nixon. So, and this is the movie that Oliver Stone made back in 1995. It's unfortunately he was not able to do the same thing for George W. Bush with W. I think he tried to, but it didn't work out. Next up, got this at Walmart, and actually I'd heard out of my friends, I heard nothing but negative things about this movie because of its biblical inaccuracy. But in terms of critics and the average movie-going public, they loved it, and it's got a positive review on Rotten Tomatoes and things like that. But the real story is not there, and it's Noah, Darren Aronofsky's Noah, starring Russell Crowe. Again, I have yet to see this. Out of my friend, I would trust my friends who know the actual story in the Bible before I would trust a movie critic. And they did nothing but diss this movie. And one of my friends said that the biblical inaccuracies start at the moment go, and he said that there reached a point that there was half hour into the movie, he just quit counting the biblical inaccuracies. So, yeah, I definitely will be seeing Noah. I don't know. Now the next two I got at FYE. I got them for a decent price. And it's Rambo First Blood Part 2 and Rambo 3. So yeah, there's that from good old Lionsgate. And the next Criterion we got is I'm not a big horror guy at all, and this movie is by David Cronenberg, and David Cronenberg is just, he is a filmmaker, but he's just really strange, and it's Scanners. I also have another film of his in this pile, but yeah, Scanners, which is a sci-fi thriller. There's the inside, and there's the back. Yeah, just a weird, strange. Matter of fact, this movie's just disgusting in some parts. Yes. Now, next up, Walmart 788 bin. 7. Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman. David Fincher flick. I think everyone knows this movie, so. And this past week, I waited till the midnight release. A couple Disney titles came out, and so I was really looking forward to these. We have Hercules and Tarzan. Both were released this week. These two movies were the end of the Disney Renaissance of the 90s. I call it the Disney Renaissance because it started with Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That's the movie that launched everything. Then you had films like Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, Pocahontas, Hunchback of Notre Dame, and Mulan, and then there was Tarzan and Hercules. And these two movies really were the end of the Disney Renaissance of the 90s. And it's a shame that that they're no longer doing the hand-drawn animated movies. Everything has to be computer animated now, so that's a shame. Now, I went to Target, and again, these next two, T2 Judgment Day and Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, which is not exactly a bad movie. It's better than Terminator Salvation, but it's not quite on the level of James Cameron. And of course, T2 Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I really would wish that they would put out a different edition, because I guess this edition is really bad DNR all the way through it. So I don't know if they're going to do that, but they re-released Total Recall, so one can only hope. Again, from Target. Never seen it, but they had a decent price on it. I think it was $5. Yeah, $5. Life of Pi. Again, never seen it, and I've heard nothing but positive things about this movie. Yeah, Life of Pi. And the next is a Cheese Ball Fest. Where did I get this? Oh, I got this at FYE. Snakes on a Plane. Just, fun cheese. I'm terrified of snakes, but, there's nothing but CGI goodness. And it's just, there's nothing to this movie. It's just so silly. Okay, next is a DVD. I know this is out on Blu Ray, but I couldn't help but noticing this packaging, and even though it's kind of crinkled up a little bit, but and it was used, but it's the film Tombstone with Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer. and it's the nice Vista Series Edition DVD, which it's a two-disc DVD, and there's a whole boatload of features on the back. Yeah, I know this is out on Blu Ray, but just as a standard edition, but I just couldn't help but pass up the packaging, you know. Hey, I mentioned before I had some David Cronenberg with Scanners, but here's the other Cronenberg film I got in the Criterion title sale, Videodrome. Yeah, again, it's a strange movie. And this came out around the time, it came out in 1983. This was the time when home video was just starting to come out. Matter of fact, you know, television was very popular, but the home video device was just starting to come out. As a matter of fact, anyone who has this movie on Blu-ray or from Criterion would know that the case looks like a tape. Now you may say, well, this is kind of a strange videotape. What is this? This is supposed to be Beta, which was a failed video format from Sony. And the reason that the format failed was because Sony was not able or was not willing to give up the technology licensing so that other electronics manufacturers could make the tapes and the players. Sony was going to be the be-all, end-all manufacturer of Sony Beta, Betamax tapes, and VCRs. But anyway, yeah, Videodrome, just a weird sci-fi movie. And the next one I got on the Criterion title sale, and some Akira Kurosawa, Yojimbo, and Sanjuro. Yeah, in the nice 2-pack, and I paid a decent price for this actually. You know, 50% off. I think this one originally goes for like $60. No, about, I think it goes for about 80. I think, because, well, basically it's two movies in one, and so, you know, 50% off. So you're getting one regular price Criterion. So now the next three I got today, so they are just brand new, and I got Gone Fishing with Joe Pesci and Danny Glover. Kind of a forgotten about comedy from the 90s. I remember going to the theater to see this movie, and just remember just thinking it was a very funny movie at the time. Matter of fact, it was kind of a hit movie, and it's just been forgotten about, and it's now on Mill Creek. So yeah, it's a movie that's kind of been forgotten about. And here's the strange thing about this movie: the screenplay writer is J.J. Abrams, who did Lost, Star Trek, and Super 8. He wrote the screenplay to this. And it's not J.J. Abrams material. But this was back when he was going under the name Jeffrey Abrams. Yeah, he was going by his full name, Jeffrey Abrams, as screenwriter. But yeah, it's J.J. Abrams. Next up, Chaplin's Modern Times. And to finish this off, Amadeus, the director's cut. Now, that's all the store-bought stuff. That's not talking about stuff I've got online. Now, I was able to get this through the 50% off Criterion title sale. And this is probably one of the more sought-after sought-after sets in Criterion. I got it because I really wanted to see two films that are in this set, and there's no other way to see those films other than you get this set. And this set retails at $125. Okay? I was able to get it off BarnesandNoble.com during the 50% Criterion title sale for $50. So I basically got a very decent price on this set. And it's America Lost and Found, the BBS story, which has the films Head, Easy Rider, 5 Easy Pieces, Drive, He Said, A Safe Place, The Last Picture Show, and King of Marvin Gardens. Now, I got this for two films, and that was Easy Rider and The Last Picture Show. I know there's a Blu Ray release from Sony of Easy Rider, but it's extremely hard to get a hold of. And The Last Picture Show has never seen the light on Blu Ray until Criterion. So, we'll take a look at each one of these. And these are just in little cardboard cases. The reason why it's called the BBS, well, let's go through these first. We have Head, which is the Monkees film, which was directed by Bob Rafelson and produced by Jack Nicholson. Yes, the actor Jack Nicholson. Easy Rider, directed by Dennis Hopper and produced by Peter Fonda. Five Easy Pieces, which is directed by Bob Rafelson, starring Jack Nicholson and Karen Black. Just these little paper sleeves with some background. Drive, He Said, and A Safe Place, all on one disc. They're two movies on one disc. The Last Picture Show, directed by Peter Bogdanovich, starring Jeff Bridges, Ellen Burstyn, Ben Johnson, and Timothy Bottoms, along with a young Sybil Shepherd in there too. And last but not least, The King of Marvin Gardens, starring Jack Nicholson, Bruce Dern, Ellen Burstyn, and produced and directed by Bob Rafelson. Now, what's interesting about these movies, why they're all in this one big set, the BBS, because this was a film or collection of films. This actually helped start New Hollywood back in the late 60s, early 70s. The movie-going audience was lost to television. And so the movies became desperate, and they were looking for new material to put on the movie screens. And so Columbia Pictures went to... there was a group of guys that went to Columbia Pictures and made these movies. Now, these were all independent movies, actually. They were all released by Columbia, but Columbia Pictures did not put forth any money towards these movies. Maybe except distribution, but the expense was at BBS. And the reason why it was called BBS was first B was for Bob Rafelson. The second B, Bert Schneider. And the S was for Steve Blautner. I'm sorry. Kind of have a brain fart there. But these three guys, along with Jack Nicholson and Peter Fonda, they came up with this movie company, and they made these little, made on a dime movies, and got Columbia Pictures to release them. The interesting thing was that Columbia Pictures didn't like these movies at all. They were not very keen on the movie's content, and there was a lot of questionable content at the time. Columbia Pictures was not big on profanity. They were the most conservative studio at the time. They did not want any profanity in their movies, and they did not want any nudity or anything like that. While the BBS kind of changed that, and Columbia Pictures was not happy to release these films. They hated the films. Columbia Pictures didn't have a dime in it, so they said, "Hey, we're not losing any money off it. BBS is." And eventually, that's what happened, is that the money ran out, and so they quit making the movies. But yeah, definitely, I got these for this whole set for Easy Rider and The Last Picture Show, because I definitely wanted to see those two films. And that's the only way that you can really see them, is if you get this set, and it's not a cheap set. So I would wait until the Criterion sale rolls around again before you ever see this and think about picking it up, because it's an expensive set. So I babbled for about 37 minutes, showing you the pile. Nice little haul. So, matter of fact, I'm sweating over it. I feel like I put in some work hours. But that's it. So, from me to you, see you later.